Jo Frost is back, answering an SOS from parents desperate for her help with their challenging children.
You will not tolerate being treated like that. Right, get out there and take charge.
As well as working in family homes, Jo's out and about meeting mums and dads to hear about their everyday problems. And she's on the lookout for some familiar faces.
You know, the great thing about the Roadshow is that it gives me a wonderful opportunity to invite the families that I helped last year down here. So fingers crossed they all turn up, because it would be so good to see them.
More than a year on, some of Jo's old friends are dropping by to share all their news. Coming up, Jo's revisiting 6-year-old Rio, whose bread and butter diet was driving his parents to despair.
What do you actually need?
Help!
Get off, you idiot!
Following up on the 7-year-old, whose volatile behaviour was ruining family life.
Have some toast.
And Jo's back in touch with the girl who couldn't bear the way she looked.
I'm really ugly and just small.
Mealtimes for Amanda and Roger McLeod have become a family pressure cooker because of their son, Rio. Six-year-old Rio has a severe eating disorder. Aside from the occasional sweet, his diet consists of just 2 foods.
The only thing Rio will eat is bread and butter, of which he has every meal time. Rio will be 7 in October. He's never eaten a proper meal. Any illness that's going around school, Rio will catch. He's always poorly with one thing or another, viruses, you know, colds, things like that.
Try and put a little bit, just a little bit.
If I do try to make Rio eat anything that he doesn't like, he will make himself physically sick.
How many years now I've been to the doctors about him, saying this isn't right, he doesn't eat, he makes himself sick. And it's just going on and on. It's not like a year or 2 years down the road, it's like 4 years.
With Rio's health deteriorating, every mealtime in desperation, Mum Amanda attempts to get him to eat something new.
Just try and eat a little bit for me.
We've done food diaries, we've done reward charts, stickers. We've, you know, sort of exhausted everything, really.
So if I made you some bread, you'd eat some bread now? What do you want, brown or white?
Well,
It's just a nightmare.
Hello, welcome.
Okay, so how long have you guys been challenged with Rio's eating difficulties?
Since weaning, really.
2, 3.
Yeah.
And that's
sort of
upsetting for you?
Yeah, yeah.
How does that have an impact on how you just operate every day as a mum, as a wife?
I think I just run myself ragged with trying to help.
So your needs are way down there in comparison to everybody else's needs. What do you actually need?
Help. Help Rio. And just have a normal sort of family life.
We have a mother who is incredibly stressed because right now he has the power. They both said that from the age of 2, they just put their hands up and gave him what he wanted. Oh, he's now had 4 years of putting his foot down and saying, well, I don't want it. Sorry, I'm not going to eat it. And I think that Rio is quite a smart little boy. I think he's got their number. Oh, I like the trampoline.
Jo has her suspicions about the root of the problem, but wants to see if Rio can offer up any further clues.
It's been a few months since I've been on a trampoline.
Hey!
OK, we'll sit down and we'll talk.
What do you mainly eat then? You know, like, at breakfast time, I like yoghurt. And I love porridge. Do you love porridge? No, have you tried porridge?
no,
Oh. Well, you don't know if you don't like it then, do you, if you haven't tried it yet?
no.
You know, sometimes with Mummy, okay, you know, sometimes with Mummy, if you say no, 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 does Mummy give in?
Yeah.
Do you get away more with Mummy or Daddy?
Mama.
Yeah.
shouting.
And your dad starts shouting.
Yeah.
Right. So your dad gets angry because he wants you to eat it.
Yeah.
And then who lets you off the hook? Who lets you go, okay, don't worry? Your mum. Oh. There's no two ways about it. It's in his head. He doesn't know. He doesn't know why he doesn't like something because he's never tried it.
It's dinner time at the McLeods, and Joe's first step is to lay down some new mealtime rules.
That's it. So this is where we're at. You're going to put the plate down with his food, and then you're going to come up with a topic to talk about.
Okay.
All right? So you're distracting
Okay.
the situation of what you've been used to, and that is the focus all on Rio and him eating his food.
Right.
If you're not seeing him put the food into his mouth, turn around and say to him, I want you to start eating your food. Not try a little bit. We're not doing try. Okay? You're telling him. Bread and butter ain't on the table tonight.
Right.
There you go, mate.
Can you remember last week, Daddy got a chance for us all to go to Centre Parks? Can you remember that lady that...
Roger and Amanda get off to a good start by not discussing food at the table.
Put that phone down.
Yes, Rio. I'd like you to eat your dinner, please.
By the time the family move on to dessert, Rio hasn't eaten anything.
Rio, don't whinge, please. If you don't want it, then just leave it. It's fine. You're not having ice cream unless you eat that bit of dinner. Right, well, if you want some ice cream, then you've just got to eat this bit of dinner.
So very calmly tell him that if he's going to continue crying, he can leave the table.
Do you want to carry on sitting with us here at the table?
Yeah.
Right, well, you need to stop crying then.
When you tell him once, it's final. There's no negotiation. He can't negotiate.
Go and sit down there, please, Rio. Because you didn't eat your dinner, then you don't get ice cream. And stop that silly noise, please.
It's not pain, it's not help, it's not like, Mummy, please, Mummy. No, it's the whimper, please, because try and manipulate.
Yeah.
So he's not once mentioned my name.
No, because I'm always the one that backs down.
An hour later, and Rio still refuses to eat even a tiny portion.
This is pure power play. He has never had to go this far with you because you've always given in. Yeah. You've always let him have it. Yeah. And this is you stepping up and being equal with your discipline.
After a 2-hour standoff, Joe heads off for the evening, and Amanda puts a defiant Rio to bed.
I've got to listen to this, hold on.
Mommy, I'm going to sick. Mommy!
I knew this was going to happen when I left. Because he knows I won't put up with it. And he knows his dad won't. That's why he beelines for his mum. Stay strong. Break the mould. OK, this will be your toughest night. Yeah. Love her. It's tough for any parent. That first night's bloody agony for her.
12-year-old Bronwyn lives in Dorset with her mum Emma, stepdad Adrian, and baby sister Ellie.
I'm really sort of stupid and ugly and too thin and skinny. I feel really horrible.
I think Bronwyn is obsessed about her looks at the moment. It started off with her birthmark when she was about 7.
I feel like everybody's looking at it. It's embarrassing.
Then she started to say that she had a hairy back.
This is hair removal cream and I use it on my back.
She doesn't like hairy arms. She was shaving her legs when she was 10. She's just not happy being who she is.
Bronwyn's anxiety about her looks is so severe, she refuses to leave home without a full face of makeup.
This is all my makeup. Usually I'll take about 2 hours probably to choose what I'm wearing and put on my makeup, and then I'm always late for school. There was a time when I was just making some toast and in the mirror bit of the toast I saw myself and I was just crying because I'm so ugly.
Consumed by a pressure to look perfect, Bronwyn spends hours looking at glossy magazines for inspiration.
Everybody's always looking absolutely immaculate, it's just not real. And she doesn't seem to understand that. And if I knew what was going on in her mind when she is looking in the mirror, I'd be able to fix it.
Hello. Hello. Emma.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, I'm Emma.
Hi, Bronwyn. How are you, darling?
Jo heads straight to Bronwyn's bedroom for a chat.
So what have you got here? Is this a blusher or a foundation?
Foundation.
What do you put this on for?
Because I don't like my skin.
You don't like your skin?
No.
What about your skin don't you like?
It's really bad.
So what's this here?
Concealer.
Concealer to cover up what you're covering up.
Spots and stuff. Like,
Right.
I use it to cover up my birthmark as well.
I've got a birthmark. Yeah, can I see yours?
I don't want anybody to see my birthmark.
Why? What do you think people will say if they see it?
It's just embarrassing.
If I said this to you, if I said that you wearing makeup makes you feel more cared about and more noticed, what would you say to that?
It's true.
So who do you talk to when you talk about how you feel?
I don't know. I don't really feel like I can talk to many people about it.
Okay, what about your family?
They're a bit too busy.
So it sounds to me like you need to spend more time with your family. Me kiss. She's such a gentle, fragile young girl. And when her family are not giving her the time to sit down and talk to her, what the message it sends home to a child is, I'm not good enough. She says that when she tries to talk to you, that it's like, oh, yeah, okay, it'll be fine. No, you look fine, it's fine. It's like that.
The moments that she picks are always the most awkward ones when you're in the middle of cooking tea and then she comes in.
They're not awkward points.
Yeah.
They're the times when kids feel that they're not on the hot spot to talk to you about certain things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So they're the moments that you want to grab, but never, ever shut the door. Whenever she comes, whether you're cooking, whether you're feeding, sit down, darling, because if she wants to tell you something, she's always got to feel that that door is open. She doesn't feel that right now.
That's really awful, actually. Yeah.
She doesn't feel that.
See where she's gone.
But she doesn't feel that.
Jo has a plan to get mum and daughter talking again.
What's one thing that you felt you've always wanted to ask mum?
Can you listen to me more? Can you spend more time with me? Tell me that you love me more.
Should we go and see mummy so that you can read these out? Okay.
Can you listen to me more?
Yeah.
I know it's hard because of time and everything.
I do agree with you on that one. But what you also have to appreciate is that when we do have some time together, you can't just be saying, can I phone up Alice? Can I phone up Alice? Can I make a phone call? Can I get a friend round?
Now answer that, not being defensive.
Okay, I will listen to you more. But I need you. Oh, I can't say
You
it.
can, because she's your daughter, because that's how you both keep connected.
Okay, well, if I listen more, you listen more.
Okay. Tell me that you love me more.
Oh, honey. I tell you every morning before you go to school. I'm sorry if you didn't think I was sincere when I said it. I love you too, honey.
Mum and daughter have started talking, but Jo has a much bigger lesson in store.
Tomorrow, I am going to invite just you both down to London for the day.
Oh my God.
And we are going to have some girly time.
Jo's on her way to Cliff and Barbara Coughlin. Their 7-year-old son, Regan, has a raging temper.
Hey, stop it!
And they're struggling with his violent outbursts.
Hey, stop it!
Regan has recently been diagnosed with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
I'm a qualified childminder, and sometimes it's so hard for me to get him to behave himself.
Impulsive behaviour is a headline trait of ADHD.
Shut your mouth, you idiot!
It's often combined with a defiance of authority, and then it's every parent's nightmare.
Don't use your hands. Use that, come on. He's stubborn. He's literally stubborn to the core.
Well, I'm just saying I don't want. Go in there and calm down, because I'm fed up with the whinging. Get out!
Many people still believe that ADHD is just a modern label for badly brought up kids.
Before he got diagnosed, I just thought maybe it's just us not being able to control him. Maybe it's down to parenting issues. But what they did say to me was it's a chemical imbalance, and I thought, actually, I can believe that.
For Cliff and Barbara, the pressure on the family is unbearable.
We're just going around in a vicious circle, and we all need help as a family.
It's estimated that one child in every classroom has ADHD. I mean, that's quite shocking, really, isn't it? The problem is that parents really don't know how to handle it. They don't know what to do for the best. Cliff and Barbara's concern is that they don't know where the bad behaviour begins and the ADHD ends. So how do parents work alongside this medical condition without feeling that they're being a failure as a parent?
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello.
I'm
Hi, pleased
Cliff.
to meet you, Cliff. Joe.
Joe is barely in the door before Regan starts up.
You go to your bedroom. Please go.
I don't care.
Okay, up to your bedroom.
I come downstairs.
Just calm down.
Actually, Regan, can I have a chat with you? Is that all right if we come up here and talk?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, what's happening? Why do you feel so angry?
Well, Mum, because I'm a stupid dog.
Talk to me, because I want to
My dad's an idiot.
Look at me, because I want to hear what you've got. I want to hear what you've got to say.
But my dad's an idiot.
Why? Why is he an idiot?
Because he is.
What does he do that makes you so angry?
He says, "Oh, get up to your stupid room."
So why am I here?
like guns. Oh, to help me be good.
Is that why you think I'm here?
Yes.
I'm here
Yes.
so that you know your mum and dad,
Yes.
so that they can get to understand you more.
I know that.
Joe wants to know what parenting structures Cliff and Barbara currently have in place.
We let him decide what his reward would be. Like
So what's written down here? Like what does
Well, it was.
what does Regan have to do?
Regan, please. You don't get this until you pick that up. Pick it up and put it back, please, Regan. Up to your bedroom. No, I've had enough, Regan. Stay. You stay here. Unless you're going downstairs to pick that stuff up. You're not going to pick it up. You stay there.
It's not that I don't understand where you're at right now, because I tell you, it's the most challenging thing that parents have to deal with, okay? Having a child who's been diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah.
All right? But objectively, when I look at the pair of you, you're like two balls in a china shop.
Yeah, yeah.
It's power and control, it's confrontation, and it's destroying your relationship with him.
It's day 2 in Nottingham, and Joe's helping Roger and Amanda McLeod with their son's acute eating problem. Today, she's decided the family should eat out, which is something they never do because of Rio's uncontrollable tantrums.
There's all different kinds of meats.
That looks good.
You don't want it?
See him psyching himself up about it already.
If you don't put it in your mouth and just chew to see whether you like it, you'll never know.
Just try a little bit. Just try a little bit. Just put a few. You've got to, look, the lady's waiting. We've got to hurry up.
After some persuasion, a reluctant Rio sits down with a plate of food.
Put it up.
Out there, that door there, it leads you.
The family do their best to stick to Joe's new rule of not discussing food at mealtimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And my pillows.
For 6 years, Rio's been the centre of attention at the table. It seems Joe has thrown him off his game. The distraction finally pays off, as Rio takes a bite without any prompting from his mum.
Friday, I think. Yeah. Good boy.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done, Rio.
The lunch marks a milestone for the family.
Well done. I'm going to take Sienna.
Rio has eaten a whole piece of chicken, and they've survived a tantrum-free meal together for the first time.
It's just... Honestly, I could cry.
It really is about them persevering. There's so much that he's been allowed to get away with that it's set a precedent, and it's, you know, really breaking through that and really sticking to your guns.
The following day, Amanda's feeling good about Rio's progress.
Obviously, he's really excited about the stuff that he's tried. So he's invited some of his little friends and they're going to have a little bit of a tea party in the garden. OK, guys, food's ready.
Rio manages a few chips, but then tries out a new trick.
Oh, I've really got a bad tummy ache now. Ow.
I don't think anything's going to be easy, and I think it is easier said than done. You know, that we're just going to flip into this new way of life, and it's still early days and it's still all new to us all. I think, you know, we've just got to be patient.
I really have got a tummy ache, Mum.
Regan's ADHD is a huge challenge for his family.
Shut your mouth, you idiot! No.
And Joe knows she has to deliver some practical support for his beleaguered parents. Joe believes basic parenting techniques can help even extreme medical conditions like Regan's.
I wanted to show you the importance of thinking about your behaviour and the things that you can do that will stop Regan responding the way he does.
What's all that shouting?
Not talking!
Why not? That was... What did you do that to Mummy for?
OK, let's talk about your body language. You walked in ready for what?
Confrontation.
Yeah. How? How do we know that? What did you do?
Well, I went straight over to him.
Show me the swagger.
It's this, isn't it?
It's policeman swagger. Show me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You walked in with a swagger. It was like, you're up, you're ready, you're on guard, you're ready. It was like interrogation over the old desk. Over his bed, you see that? If he's angry and you're telling him what to do, you're not going to get the response that you want.
Joe needs Cliff and Barbara to see things from Regan's perspective.
Get away! Get away!
Calm down.
Get away!
Listen. All right, calm down.
It was his space. He told you to leave him and you started to encroach in his space. You stepped into it. And I'll show you, look. Stand up, the pair of you.
Yeah.
You see that already?
Yeah.
Intimidating.
Yeah.
Body language is key.
Yeah.
Because it will send a mixed message.
When he says get away, I can't believe that I'm then carrying on invading his space.
Diffuse. Don't control everything. And compromise. It's about working alongside what he has. So it's changing how you think.
Joe leaves them for the evening. But can Cliff and Barbara use what they've learned and put Regan to bed without a battle?
Come on,
Sleep down here.
No, you're not sitting down here.
Let's go upstairs. I've got all your Lego ready.
Oh.
Come on, good boy.
And you've been really good.
Getting Regan to go to his room is a feat in itself. And getting him to stay there normally takes hours of fighting.
I'm going to come up in half an hour and see what it's like, yeah? See what you've built me. OK? Love you.
Dad? So that's one question. Does it have 3 engines or what? Two.
Yeah. All right.
Not confronting Regan when he comes downstairs is a turning point for Cliff. And one that pays off.
That was an easy battle. I mean, I really thought when he come down that, oh, here we go, this is it, the last one. But he took to it and he went back up. Can you hear it? No noise. No noise at all.
It's the next morning, and although Barbara and Cliff made a breakthrough getting Regan to bed, there's still a long way to go before his behaviour is manageable.
Regan, like biscuits for breakfast, please.
Can you stop him?
Come. Darling, have some toast.
Yes, no.
Have some toast.
What's up, love?
Shut up.
Regan, what's up?
Shut up.
What's happened?
Shut up.
Do not speak to me like that.
I can speak to you any I want.
Well, then I won't speak to you anymore then, unless you're kind. Cliff, come down,
please.
It's a chance for Jo to take Cliff and Barbara through techniques for avoiding confrontation and staying calm.
Count with me. 1, 2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
16.
16.
I'm the mature one.
I'm the mature one.
20.
20.
Okay, follow me, Cliff.
Be quiet.
Regan, if you're not going to behave yourself, you're going to have to leave this room.
No! No! No!
No, because of how you're behaving. I've already told you.
Get off, you idiot!
I've already told you.
No!
Calm down before you're in our company.
No.
I am not going to have you being destructive because I know that you're capable of behaving yourself.
No.
Excuse me, please. When he behaves a certain way, I want you to be able to say to him, stop doing that, okay? Otherwise you'll have to leave the kitchen. And if he doesn't, then you give him 5. Now, giving him 5 gives him an option to change it or not. Then you remove him and you close the door and you do that for like 5-10 seconds and then you just open it. That way, he's learning to realise there is certain behaviour that you'll tolerate and certain behaviour that you won't. Okay? And that is achievable.
She's made me realise that, you know, we're all on the same side, and I just feel like things don't have to be a battle. It's not a win-lose situation with Regan. It can be a win-win for all of us.
Jo's successfully shown Cliff and Barbara how to respond to Regan's tantrums, but now wants to go one step further and get them to understand how best to communicate with him.
This is the listening game. You've got to work together.
Yes!
You have to hold hands throughout the entire game. All right?
A defining trait of ADHD is a short attention span.
OK, Regan, you need to listen now. Yeah. You need to turn around and face the trees.
Keeping instructions short and sweet will hold Regan's interest.
Find the string with the red dot on.
You will now turn around and face the tree to your left. Go to that tree, hopping.
Take 7 gigantic steps.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And when you get to Daddy, you can have the final clue you to keep.
Walkie-talkie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You did good, the pair of you. You've done really
Serious.
well.
Well done.
Regan, listening skills. Well done.
Is that it? Bye.
Thanks, Jo.
Thanks, Jo.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
See you
Bye.
later.
See you later, darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'll
Jo.
see you
Bye.
soon.
Bye.
Jo has been helping Bronwyn, a deeply insecure 12-year-old who is obsessed with looking like the model images she sees in magazines.
I'm too thin and skinny. I feel really horrible.
Jo's invited Bronwyn and her mum to London for a special girls' day out.
Hiya.
Hi! How are you? How are you doing?
Oh, fine,
Yep.
thank you.
So, are you ready to have some fun? Because this is going to be quite interesting, to say the least.
Today may look like a treat, but Jo has a hard lesson in store. Using a top makeup artist, fashion photographer, and herself, Jo wants to show Bronwyn the truth behind the glossy magazine images she so admires.
Face me, camera on. I love that. Beautiful.
Now they're going to get to work and start retouching.
99% of beauty images are retouched before the public sees them. Colin Hume has worked on images for Rimmel and Vogue and is making Jo's photo the accepted standard for a fashion or beauty advert.
We've reduced the arm size.
OK, so can you see that, Bronwyn? Look at my arms in colour And then look, see how slimmer they are now at the top?
We've slimmed down the face, so around the jaw,
My chin is more defined.
and have softened the bags under the eyes.
4 hours of retouching later, Jo is 3 dress sizes smaller, with slimmer arms, a thinner face and neckline, and her eyes bag-free.
Looks a bit not real, do you know what I mean?
What looks more real?
You with, like, without you being changed.
Now that Bronwyn has witnessed the extent to which the images in magazines can be manipulated, Jo's next mission is to help her rebuild her self-confidence.
Straight one.
Close your eyes and hold hands. Okay.
For over 3 years, Bronwyn has not been able to look at herself without feeling critical and unhappy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This picture of you, we haven't touched at all. There's nothing done to it. It's just plain you.
What are you crying about, huh? What are you crying about? You happy? Hey. That's good. It's good to feel happy. It's a wonderful feeling, isn't it? Hmm? Yeah.
And they showed me what all the tricks that they did with the camera and the computer and stuff, and I just feel like it's all been a bit of a lie on the magazines and stuff. So I'm gonna be more happier from now on, and I think that I've learned a lot of things.
We've definitely got to spend more time together, haven't we? That's something that definitely will be happening.
I just see a girl who is liking who she is. That shows me that she's got more confidence inside herself than what she had yesterday, because she started to become easier on herself.
I feel more confident in the way I look now, and like I realise that like when you see all these people in the magazines and stuff, they've had like everything changed.
Jo came here to make her feel happier about herself, to give herself more self-esteem and some more confidence, and she's definitely done that.
I feel less of a pressure because I can just look like me, because that's who I was made to be.
Bronwyn and her mum are at Jo's roadshow. It's well over a year since they last met. Bronwyn's now a teenager at secondary school, but has her boost in confidence lasted?
When I last saw you, over a year ago, you got really tall now. So what's happening now? How much of that makeup bag got filled up again? Like, what happened afterwards?
We threw away like quite a lot of stuff.
We have compromised, haven't we? Because she was really good when she finished. You threw all your makeup away, didn't you? And then when you went up to the next school, then it was, I want to start wearing makeup. And at first it was like, no, we just got rid of the makeup bag, that's it. And then we kind of called a truce, didn't we? And it's like, as long as it's not totally obvious, then, you know, but we're relaxing a lot more, but it's still learning your limits, isn't it?
Do you feel like you have to wear makeup now?
No.
Right, so you're wearing it because you want to wear it?
Yeah.
Because you're a young lady and you want to just wear a few things?
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know, it's just kind of like a normal thing. Like most of my friends, they wear it because like they just want to. It's just why we wear it.
And you were shocked when you saw how fake all those magazines were.
Yeah.
Right?
I knew that they like changed it around and stuff, but it was really weird because like didn't realise how much. So yeah.
Did it have an impact that every time you opened up a magazine after we had all got together that you thought, I know how that's done now?
I was with my friends and then we were just going through like how much it had been airbrushed and stuff.
Well, you don't even buy magazines anymore, do you? Not really. I haven't seen her buy magazines since, but before she was quite obsessed by them.
So, how did you guys move on with regards to your communication? Because we opened up big doors.
I think it was quite easy because I don't think it was ever really shut, was it? But it was just about us It's like you had to talk to me about something, wasn't it? And we did, didn't we? We would talk about it then and there. And it was little things like just doing the dinners and going up to the shops. We went to the cinema as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had a cinema night. So it was just spending the time together, isn't it?
Yeah.
And communication. Yeah.
You know, it's important because that's about trust. You know, it's important that literally you know that Bronwyn can talk to you about girly things.
Yeah.
I'm pleased to hear that. It's nice that you go out and spend time together. Listen, really good to see you both. I'm really glad that you popped out.
Joe's been helping Cliff and Barbara in London. Their younger son, Regan, has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and is prone to violent outbursts. One of the tasks Joe has left as homework for the family is to go out for a meal together.
It becomes very stressful and anxious because you just don't know what he's going to do next and you just don't enjoy it. You don't relax.
In the past, they would battle to make Regan stay at the table when he'd finished. Have his parents found a new way to manage Regan's ADHD?
You've got to go with the flow and just...
let him get on with it.
Let him get on with it. See, normally I'd have been down on him like a ton of bricks, but I'm thinking, hold on a minute. As Joe said, pick your battles. He's not doing any harm. He's being a boy. And, you know, just let him... Let that choke collar off a bit.
Right, let's take a look.
Joe returns later to see how the family got on.
Basically, what I'm hearing is you gave him more rein. You actually just allowed him to have more space.
Yeah.
Now, that's a very big deal because when I first met you both, your expectations were unrealistic. And a lot of your unrealistic expectations were creating the confrontation.
Yeah.
That's a major leap forward in such a short space of time. So that's a really big improvement. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Did you actually enjoy? So you enjoyed being out with the family?
Yeah.
Yeah? You enjoyed it as well?
Yeah.
It's well over a year since Joe met the Coughlin family. Have they managed to maintain her strategy?
The atmosphere around the house is a lot calmer.
A lot easier.
A lot easier.
Definitely. He's come on really great over the last 18 months. I think it's a combination of the support we've had, the advice we've been given, as well as the medication, and that's helped heaps and heaps. I think Regan understands more now as well about his condition, which helps him to help us.
He turned around and said to me, he goes, that's what my head feels like. He said, it feels like a tsunami. I thought to be able to get that point across, I was really pleased because I thought this is relieving a lot of the frustration. Joe taught us about distracting and that works with Regan. He likes helping Dayton do the dishwasher.
Who upstairs? He likes...
It's very hands-on.
Hands-on things, yeah. Regan?
Yeah?
Can you do Daddy a favour?
What?
Would you make me a cup of tea, please, and Mummy?
No.
Before, if we put him outside, he would try and get back in that room. But now, he understands that he's done wrong, and then within 5 minutes, he's calmed down and he's apologised. Literally, he comes down.
Or we get little notes through the door.
Yeah, and I've kept them. I've kept these notes because it just goes to show that he has come a long way.
You make the best tea. Do you know that?
I'll still make a better cup of tea than you, Reg.
In the Midlands, Joe asked Roger and Amanda to set up a new mealtime regime for their fussy-eating son, Rio. But after some progress, it seems Rio just can't give up his bread and butter. And Mum and Dad are giving in. Joe's returning one last time to see exactly where Rio's parents are going wrong.
How's things been? You been like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very. Up and down.
Up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
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 Very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You need to eat what's on your plate, Rio. I did think he'd make an effort to try and eat it tonight, but obviously not.
You know what's going to stay?
As things go from bad to worse, Joe takes Amanda outside for a pep talk.
When he's crying, what are you feeling emotionally?
I'm just feeling guilty, like I shouldn't be subjecting him to this, that I should be...
And I know it's wrong, what I'm saying, but
So emotionally, this is about you and him, the relationship that he has with you. And the tears are because he wants to get his own way.
There will be a steep consequence. He will not be allowed to do what he wants to do tomorrow.
You've got a choice now. You eat your dinner. Okay? If you don't, tomorrow you will stay inside all day and not go out to play.
Or you can eat his dinner and do as he's told. Is his crying real?
It's not real, and he's not in pain, and he's not injured, and he's not, you know, me getting upset is not going to help the situation. I know that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes as a parent, you've got to be firm in order to push through. It's baby steps, and it's going to be baby steps and baby steps until one day you go, God, how long have we been here? Because you're already there.
Yeah.
The McLeods are taking Joe's advice to stay strong, but getting Rio to change is easier said than done.
There's 3 little bits of smiley face there and some chicken. If you don't eat that, there's nothing else, and you're not going out to play again. So you need to make a start.
I don't want to eat them. All them.
So you're not going to eat it?
No.
Right. So you go and sit over there then, and you don't go out to play again tonight, and there's nothing else to eat. So you need to go and sit down there then. Like she said, it's tough love, and that's what's got to happen.
You know you're doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
And that reason is Rio.
Yeah. And it's just brought it all to a head.
Yeah.
2 months later, and Amanda and Roger are seeing results.
I'm pleased to say that we've not had any tantrums at all at the table since Joe was with us. I just say, well, that's what's for dinner, and if you don't eat it, then there's nothing else till breakfast, or, you know, you're not going out to play tomorrow, or that kind of thing.
Rio.
He's staying for school dinners, which he's never ever done before. He's tried pizza, pasta, potatoes, chips, chicken nuggets. He'll eat those now. A little bit of vegetables. Still working on that.
Oh, you got some potato?
We've not had any whinging or whining or anything.
I don't like bread and butter anymore because I haven't ate it for a long time.
It's been more than a year since Joe has seen Rio and Amanda. She's invited them both to her roadshow to find out whether Rio's diet has really changed for good.
You both look so well.
Thank you, so do
Look
you.
at you.
So do you.
How's the rest of the family?
All right, thank you, yeah. Hello, yeah.
You have to, okay? You now have to tell me what foods you love.
Pizza, chips, roast potatoes,
Yes.
broccoli, chicken.
He loves chicken. Yeah, as we're slicing the chicken, he's running up and pinching pieces out while we're cutting it up. Yeah.
What's your favourite fruit, though? Out of your fruits, what do you like?
I like strawberries.
How is Dad? How is Roger? Because Dad was painfully frustrated.
It's fine, yeah, absolutely. Just the whole house has just changed for the better, you know. Meal times now, we just all sit round and we chat and discuss the day, and it just, you know, we're in sync now with it. All his energy now is just unbelievable. The things that his turn to do, just... You bought something to show Joe, haven't you?
Yes.
What you got? What you got to show me?
This is all what he's won since his diet's changed.
All these medals.
I know.
That one's
So you're doing your... This is here.
That one's for football. I got man of the match.
You got man of the match. So you're into all your football. Man of the match.
Yeah.
This is a special one, isn't it? What's this one?
This is for gymnastics. I came second.
I love the gymnastics. Look at you. I
Silver
love the
medal.
fact you're into gymnastics.
First competition.
And
you're good at it though.
And the Underwood run last year. We got another Underwood run.
We're running tomorrow 4K, aren't we? Tomorrow morning, me and you.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You just all got fit. You just all got active.
Yeah,
And
do so much more together because, you know, and go out for meals more and socialise more. And
what I love is what you're doing now. All the sports that you're getting involved in. And you look really healthy. And by that I mean, look, you're smiling, you've got all this energy. You're such an inspiration for so many families, and you set the standard. Do you know how proud I am of you, Rio?
I'm just really emotional after seeing Joe again, and she was really emotional as well, and it was just so nice to let her see Rio.
feel emotional, to be honest with you. Working with the families that I work with, you connect with all of them, but you connect with each family in a very different way. And Amanda was a woman who needed a hand held. She needed nurturing through the process. So to be able to see them today and to see Amanda just, you know, feeling really just dead chuffed with how far she's come, and to see Rio just smiling, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And that's priceless.